came to a lot of kids in LA from a show, a magazine type, 60 Minutes, a magazine type show called Weekend. It was one of these shows, like a Time magazine, where they would do little stories, you know, whatever, birth control and crime, and one weekend they did a show on punk rock. And you know, I'm not sure about Holland, but in America, TV is like, I mean, it's a true force to be reckoned with. I mean, it's, everyone just watches it all the time. And a lot of young people, a lot of teenagers actually learned about punk rock from this one particular story. You know, we saw bands like the Sex Pistols and kids with safety pins in their head and you know, dancing around, strangling each other. And I mean, the very next weekend, you had a bunch of kids in clubs imitating that. You know, so a lot of it started with that. And we had a jump on a lot of the others because our old bass player, Billy Clubb, had gone on vacation to England the summer before. And he brought back Sex Pistols, Damned, and I don't know, who else? The Clash, right. And he was like the first kid on the block to have those records, while the rest of us were listening to Fleetwood Mac and Yes and bands like that. And all of a sudden he shows up with these punk rock. In September of '77, we formed in the summer of '77. By the end of the year, we had a big record deal. By November, we had the big A&M deal. And by the spring of that coming spring, we went to England. We always thought, or at least I always thought, that England would hate us. And that if we were going to happen at all, it would be in America, because we'd be like the first sort of punk rock shit happening there. We were very intimidated imitated by the English public, because we thought punk rock over there was such a political sort of thing. You know, you had to have all this angst and anger. And we thought they would be like, you know, the sun never sets on our punk rock empire type thing. And surprised the hell out of us. We wouldn't have been popular there had it not been for, like Stan was saying, little kids. The vast majority of our fans there were like 12 and 13 years old.
It seemed like the older brothers had the Clash and the Pistols, and they kind of adopted us.
They came to you.
Exactly. Yeah. It was really weird. The first show was in Brussels, and I don't know, 2000.
Well, that was the Salute gig.
Yeah, right. 2,000 people. They introduced us as from the UK, which kind of rubbed us the wrong way.
Yeah, lots of people still think we're English.
And we walked out there, and I mean, you know, I knew that these 2,000 people didn't, you know, most of them couldn't have known who we were. And I didn't know, I had a drink in my hand, I didn't know how to toast in French or anything. I said salute, and the whole place cheered. And we did the set, and they went nuts, and we got 3 encores, and we figured, wow, this is great. These people must just be starved for music in general. That's got to be the reason, right? And then the Stranglers went on after us, and I get dried off, and I go out to the side of the stage, and half of the hall was empty. And from that moment on, they revoked all our sound check privileges, and you know,
half PA, half lights.
Yeah, they weren't as nice to us. A big Strangler fans, right? So we're backstage, and Stan gets it. We're thinking, oh great, you know, we're going to be sacrificed in this arena of Hell's Angels, right? So Stan gets a brilliant idea, because the Angels are hanging out in the Stranglers' dressing room. He grabs me and says, let's go, you know, chat up the Stranglers and wish them good luck. So we go to their dressing room, and this giant Hell's Angel guy, I mean, this guy was big, 2 separate gorillas, I mean, big. And he opens the door and stops Stan, and Hugh, what's his name, Hugh Cornwall? Yeah, Hugh Cornwall says, no, let them in. And we kind of come in and think, have a good show tonight, guys. Don't forget, we're your friends. So we do the show, and after the show, the Hell's Angels decide to be nice to us. They're going to party with us. And when a Hell's Angel wants to party with you, you party with them. You know? It's
They want the hat on Chuck Wagon's head?
Oh man, they take this rolling papers and they fill it up with all this black concoction and sprinkle a bunch of white powder on it. And we're like, no, really. I'm driving, please. And, here, smoke this. You know, okay. So, needless to say, it was a strange night.